What's this one? Okay, shake. Please take the box. Let's take the floor. What's that word? Yes. That's text now.
Alright, we're going to close our Hold on to them, don't put them in your boxes yet, because we're going to read them again. Get out your iPads. We're going to do a couple of our old side words. You're going to go get a whiteboard. Show me or enumeration. The first word I would like you to write is the word in. Start off easy.
Teacher, you don't want to. Here, it says.
I know, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about our sight words. So be thinking about it and spelling it.
I forgot my.
1, 2, 3. Shout out.
That was not bad.
Yes. The word in.
Here.
The rest of you may erase. For our next word.
It says.
Yes. Alright, the next word I want you to write is was. Yeah, was. You can't sound it out. That's why it's a sight word. You cannot sound it out.
See, we have
How do you spell was? 1, 2, 3, shout out. Close. Yes, and what's yours? I'll change it, let me see it. You're close too. Was is W-A-S. I would like you to erase what you have, unless you have W-A-S, and write was. W-A-S. Alright, show me your was. Alright. Yep. Last two. My word was. You're winning because you're learning new words. And the last word I want you to write. Yesterday we went over it. She learned it. That's what I'm hoping with you is that because I made you spell it, you'll remember it tomorrow. The next word is what. Another word you can't sound out. But what is in our classroom a few different places that you could look.
We can't look at my.
Alright, I'm going to give you 5.
Where's my? I don't want to. Binder. I got it. What?
Yes, and
Did I get it right?
yes, you got it.
Oh,
Yes, you got it.
I got it. No, you look that's you.
Yes,
I was looking around the room.
It's W-H-A-T. So fix that. Put the A in there.
I know where it is because I keep it in my
You got it. Correct. And I have a secret for you, friends.
First time.
All of our sight words
Really there?
are on the screen.
I know.
You can find any sight word that you need.
And I see my name.
What is down there? And we have our names up there. Alright, pull out your iPads. Put it in your book box. We're going to go over Rex and James again today. But first, before we go over it, I want us to go over some sight words or some words again, vocabulary words. What is this first word?
Dance.
Dance. This first word is dance. What if I add this letter to it? Now what is it? dance. What is it now? We have an S. Still dance. We have an S. Dance is. Dances. So does that mean the same thing as dance? Yes. It could be dance or dances. They're both in your book. Those are both in your book. The next word, what is this word? I know a couple of you struggled with it yesterday. When he dances, this happens. What is this word? Leaves. The leaves on the tree fall off. What is this word?
Mountain.
Mountain.
Make your own.
Yep, mountains. There's more than one. Not just one in the story. What is this word? Over. And this one is down. It talks about things falling down in the story.
That was down. When I sounded out, that one was down.
That's very good that you're sounding it out. That is great. Alright, I want you to begin reading. Don't worry about reading this part right now. Just worry about the words up here. We're going to go over this in a minute. You're worrying about the words up here, not the ones in the box.
It's just your opinion.
Is this G?
What does ALL say? All. Where are they going?
Down.
When you're done, put it together. I want everybody to get through it.
No trees. When Rex danced, the tree started to shake. Hey! When Rex danced, the mountain started to shake. When Rex danced, the leaves fell off. When Rex danced, the leaves
Close your books. We are going to do this in our book boxes, but not quite right now. First, I want to talk to you about something. I'm going to read this to you two different ways. I want you to tell me which way you like better. The first way, when Rex dances, the mountains fall down. Do you like that way, or do you like when Rex dances, the mountains fall down? Which way do you like better? The first way or the second way? The second way. Why do you like the second way better?
Because it's more like higher.
It has more expression. I wasn't talking in one voice. It was more like when you talk to somebody. So I want you to pick a page in the book.
I like this.
Find one. We're going to read it out loud to our friends. Just the top words. You're going to read it with excitement, not monotone. Because if you read it with more excitement, you're going to get more out of the story. We're going to start over here with Nevaeh. Read your page. What do you think? Did she do a good job? She did a good job. What's her name? Jeremiah. Shake. Mariah. all did very good. Awesome. I feel like a little kid. Here, I'll show me the pictures like I show you.
Like us.
All right. Now I want you to look at these words on here. We're ready. Think of a way that Rex dances. What does he do with his dances? Not what happens when he dances. What does he do to dance? What you're going to do is I'm going to pair you up. Nevaeh and Jasmine, Jeremiah, Mariah, and Desi. You are going to share what Rex does when he dances. You're going to rally Robin. You're going to go back and forth.
Yesterday I was with them and they're together.
You're going to go back and forth, back and forth. One partner's going to start, then the other person, then the other person. You're going to go back and forth, saying how Rex dances. Begin.
Rex dances. Man, I lost my page. Away from me. Oh boy, I can't find it. Shake his head. Yes, this one. What?
Everyone have a chance to share?
Shake.
Alright. Close your books.
Yeah.
This what was one way that you said that Rex danced?
He shook his head too fast that his friends couldn't get his attention.
He shook his head. She put a lot more detail in there than just he shook his head, but he shook his head. And what about you? What did you say that he did to dance? He clapped his hands. Alright. What we are going to do right now is you are going to stand up in a second, and we are going to do this dance. But we have other groups in here working on their stations, so we don't want to distract them. So you have to do it quietly. So I want you to stand up. I'm sitting. Stand up. I'm going to read you these words. You can read along with me if you would like. You're going to do what it says. Clap your hands. This one's kind of tricky. This is stand your feet. What's this for Jeremiah? Nope, not stand.
Shake.
Head. Shake your head. Keep the feet. The next page says, clap your hands. Start by clapping your hands. Stomp your feet. Can you do both of them at the same time? Shake your head. Oh no, read these now. Keep the beat. Alright.
Not keeping the beat.
This page says the same thing. Clap your hands. Stomp your feet.
I think you
Shake your head. The feet. And this one says the same thing. Clap your hands. Stamp your feet. Shake your head. And keep the beat. The last page says, I love to dance. Nevaeh, do you love to dance? No, Nevaeh doesn't love to dance. Jasmine, do you love to dance? Jasmine's scared of dancing, so that's a no. Jeremiah, do you like to dance? Jeremiah likes to dance. Mariah, do you like to dance? No. And Desi, do you like to dance? No. Jeremiah is the only one that likes to dance. Alright, you guys can sit.
I only dance in the house. I do not dance.
Hello, this is Elizabeth Mizell, and this is my video reflection for my differentiated instruction video. The first and most important way that my lesson was differentiated is because it was a guided reading group lesson. My kids that were in my group were in my group because of their reading level, based on a Fountas and Pinnell leveling system for guided reading. The students that you watched were a level E, which means they are slightly below grade level, but they have made quite a gain already since the beginning of the year, where they were at a B, which is about beginning to mid-kindergarten. And we are expecting to see that growth continue through this differentiated instruction by the end of the year. Doing leveled reading is a great way to see differentiated instruction at work and to see how successful and useful it can be. Through this leveled reading, we are able to support students in our class who are reading at a second grade level and the students who in our class who are reading at still a beginning kindergarten level, and everything in between that level. So it's really set up for supports and success for all students, which I think is absolutely fantastic. The second way I differentiated my lesson was I tried to include all three ways of learning for students. I tried to include the visual by giving them the book. The book had words that they were to read, and it also had pictures to help them understand the words that they were reading. I did the auditory because they were to read to themselves quietly. That way, if they made a mistake, they could hear it and hopefully correct it. And then I also had them respond to each other in groups, and that helped them to understand what happened in the book by hearing somebody else say what happened in the book. Finally, I included the auditory way of learning by having them follow instructions during the dancing part of my lesson, which is also how I included the kinesthetic. I had them get up and do the dance that Rex was doing in the book. The next way I included differentiated instruction in my lesson is I know I have some students who need to talk. They could not make it through the lesson without talking. So I had them share with each other ideas about a question I had about the book. And this also helped with the speaking. My ELL kids need the speaking part and the listening part, so that also supported them in a more differentiated way as well. The final way that I included differentiation in my lesson was the technology. I have some students who absolutely hate writing. So, to make sure that they know their sight words and that they understand them without getting them to shut down because I asked them to write them on paper or a whiteboard, I have them do it on the iPads, and they just absolutely love it. It's fantastic. They think it's great. And I, in turn, get to see whether they know how to spell their sight words. So that is the final way that I included differentiation in my lesson. One problem that came up during my planning of my differentiated lesson was what level to put my students at, because the students in this level are actually a level D, E, and F. So there's 3 levels there instead of just the one level E. And they're all pretty similar. The books just get a little bit harder as you go. And so I went to ask my cooperating teacher, because she's the one that put these students in this group all together. And it's partially because of a time crunch. We didn't have enough time to have all 3 different groups, and there wasn't enough students to support a whole group for that level. And I asked her what she would do. And she told me that she would put them at a level E because that was right in the middle. My main concern was that I didn't want to challenge the D students too hard to where they struggled and just shut down and completely had a problem with reading for the rest of their career. And I didn't want the F students to be so bored that they weren't learning and getting that gain in reading that they should be getting. So the level E seemed like a good idea, and that is what I did because that is what my cooperating teacher told me to do. And the students all seemed to achieve fairly well. In the future, I would like to see myself get more familiar and more comfortable with differentiated instruction and really focus on having something for my highest student and my lowest student